Alright everyone, welcome back to another RS at Home video. My name is Hannah and today I'm going to be bringing you kettlebell strength. Now if you have a kettlebell at home, that is totally preferable. I'm going to be using a pretty light kettlebell today, but we do have kettlebells in our facilities as well. If you want to just set one up and do the workout along with me, that is awesome. You will also be needing something like a mat for when we get down on the floor. I'm probably just going to be using the carpet today, but if you've got harder floors, definitely might be preferable to go ahead and grab a mat. You'll also be needing some water, so we can take a couple water breaks today. I hope you guys are excited for this one. I know I am.
Felt bad about it as we drank deep from the light, 'cause I felt melting magnets, babe, the second I saw you through half-shut eyes. Smoke and sunset off Mulholland. He was talking, I was wondering about you and that girl. She your girlfriend, face from heaven. Let the world she'll know, no. Pretty girls don't know the things that I know, no. You walk my way, I'll share the things that you won't. Dancing past the point of no return. Let go, we can free ourselves with all we've learned. I love the secret language that we're speaking. Say it to me, let's embrace the point of no return. Let's embrace the point of no return. Let's embrace the point of no return. Never really thought we would make it. We'd be thinking about what could have been, but we've had a record. Someone can't turn it down. Oh, now I don't wanna see the end begin. Smoke and sunset off Mulholland. He was talking, I was wondering about you and that girl. She your girlfriend, face from heaven. Let the world she'll know, no. Pretty girls don't know the things that I know, no. You walk my way, I'll share the things that you won't. Dancing past the point of no return. Let go, we can free ourselves with all we've learned. I love the secret language that we're speaking. Say it to me, let's embrace the point of no return. Let's embrace the
feeling nice and warm now, we are going to reach for a kettlebell. You can use a heavier kettlebell on this one because this is going to be primarily lower body to start. Although I'm just going to be using my little tiny one today. Alright, so we're going to start out in a split squat. So this is going to be just like that lunge, but we're just going to hold the lunge position here. Okay? So we'll start by taking one foot back here. And as we come down, we're going to stay right there, down and up. We want to make sure we've got a wide enough stance here where we can form those two 90-degree angles. Holding the kettlebell in front of our chest. If you've got two kettlebells, you can also hold them down to the side. Nice. Alright, give me 4 more here. After this, we are going to take it to a more full lunge. So we'll step back and then come back in. Last one. Alright, ready for that full lunge. So step back, come down, up, and in, back, down, up, and in. Our front heel here. Alright, give me 3 more here, then we are going to take it to a new move. Okay, last one. Now we are taking a reverse lunge into a narrow squat, so we're going to alternate between the two. So I'm going to step back, come into that lunge. When my foot comes forward, sit into that narrow squat. So step back, narrow squat. Really focus in here on that narrow squat. We want to be sending the hips back while keeping the chest tall. So when I get down into that narrow squat position, knees are staying behind my toes. We don't want to fall over here.
But you gotta be there for me too. Why I won't do to something? Wanna go and be a friend, nothing. I'm running, just.
Alright, give me 1 more.
On you. There was a time that I
Now we're going to hold that narrow squat here. Almost done with this side, guys. If this is a little bit uncomfortable on your thighs or your knees, you can always take a normal squat as well. 3, 2, and last one. Alright, we're going to shake out a little bit here and move on to the other side. So whichever foot you started with forward, we're just going to switch that around, do the exact same thing. So we're going to start with a split squat here. Find that comfortable position for your kettlebell, and we'll get going. Alright. Make sure you're checking if you've got a mirror around you. You can check to make sure that you've got those two 90-degree angles with our knees. We don't want to be too narrow, and we don't want to be too wide at the same time. Alright, give me 3 more here. 2. Last one to our full lunge now. So step back, down, up, and in. Keep going with that.
Big ring just like a champion. No TSA hop on a jet, we gone. Smash out. I come out and then I smash out.
Alright, give me 2 more here. And on this next one, we'll add our narrow squat, alternating narrow squat to lunge. You should be really feeling this in the glutes by now.
I drink my cup, I make it mad talk. Just basic. We stuck in my teeth like braces.
Our shoulders roll back here, really easy to start hunching over as we get tired. Roll back, nice tall posture.
These look like Matrix. And fearless, she nameless. Cause the last 2 was too famous.
Good, 1 more. And we're gonna hold that narrow squat.
Colors right on the jet, we gone. Big ring just like a champ.
And feet are pretty narrow here, so you can always do your normal squat as well.
The famous girl to mask off. Filipina let the bass talk. Bought them bottles on the last call. Flew a basic girl out from my last call.
Alright, and give me 5 more. Almost done with this lower body section.
She's on my shoes, these not no A6. Get out my face, my pockets.
2 more.
Bust on go AP, this not no state.
Alright, go ahead. If you've got a heavier kettlebell with you, you're going to want to reach for your lighter kettlebell for this next part. Go ahead and grab a drink and we're going to move on to a little bit of upper body.
If she got 1,000, might make her my main. Yo, you take off my bathing shoe.
Alright, so for this next part, we're going to be taking this ball grip here. So, no matter what size kettlebell you got, you can reach for the kettlebell. We're going to put kind of the top part of the kettlebell in the palm of our hand. You can also take a rack hold here. This is a little bit more of an advanced hold, but if we're doing this, we want to make sure we get a nice straight wrist here. So avoiding kind of bending our wrist, putting pressure on that joint, keep it nice and straight if you're taking that option. We're going to start with a nice shoulder press here. Just one side, pressing it up overhead and down.
No, these rats cannot see TSA. They found me now, I had to relocate.
Good. So with this, we want a nice strong core. And you'll notice when I do this shoulder press, my elbow is only coming down to shoulder height. Good job. Alright, give me 3 more. Last one. Now we're going to take this to an Arnold press. So this is a little bit more of an advanced move. We're going to start with the kettlebell facing us, turn it up, and press up overhead. So very similar to what we were just doing, but this adds a little bit of extra work on our shoulders. Good job. All right, give me 8 more here. This is all you. 4 more. I know my shoulders hurt, and I don't know about you guys. And the last one. Alright, we're going to take the kettlebell down this time into a bicep curl. So with this elbow, I want it glued into our rib the whole time. I'm just going to take it up almost towards the shoulder. But you will notice my elbow is not moving at all here. Good job. You want to make sure that the palm is nice and flat here. So we got a parallel line between our thumb and our pinky finger. Alright, give me 4 more here, then we're going to add on 2. Last one. Alright, we're going to take a bicep curl into an Arnold press here. So I'm going to curl it up, then take it up overhead into that Arnold press. So curl, twist, press. Good job. Now if you've got a heavier kettlebell, really focus here on not swinging as we come back down. We want to pause the kettlebell at the bottom before we take it back down into that curl. Good. Alright, give me 2 more here, then we're going to move on to the other side. Last one. Alright, you can go ahead and shake out that arm. We're going to move on to the other side here, so whichever grip you took on that side, we're going to take the same thing on this side. So I'm taking that ball grip here. Elbow is coming into that field goal position. Press kettlebell up overhead. Beautiful. Now, is that core nice and tight here? It can be helpful to kind of put a hand on our belly just to remind yourself that core should be engaged. If you struggle with balance like me, you can also put a hand out to the side to kind of keep you steady here. Good. Good. Alright, and go ahead and give me 4 more here.
ice on my wrist, so I look better when I dance. Have you looking
Last one. All right, into that Arnold press. So again, hand is facing towards our shoulder. Then we're taking it up overhead.
I just want some ice on my wrist, so I look better when I dance. Have you looking at it?
Nice. Also, check on those knees. Are we locked up through that joint, or do we have a nice slight bend? Good. Give me 4 more here. 2. Last one. Go ahead into that bicep curl. All right, here we go. Kettlebell comes up towards the shoulder. Remember, elbow is glued in towards the rib, not moving at all. Awesome. To our Arnold press here. Overhead. Looking good. Even though I've got a tiny kettlebell here, the high amount of repetitions that we're doing here will really burn out those muscles. So don't worry if you don't have a super heavy weight. And a lot of these can be done with a dumbbell if that's a weight that you maybe have at home. Baby diamonds black, shining like some guppy. Oh, your man's hating right. Good job. All right, give me 2 more. And last one. Okay, if you need to grab a drink, go ahead and do so. Heart rate should be a little bit lower than after that lower body section. But we're going to head into our windmills that I talked about during the warm-up. So, with this, we are going to be taking that rack hold that I gave an option for earlier. So with this, we really want a nice strong wrist. So you see my wrist is bent here. We don't want that. Fingers should be shooting up towards the ceiling. If you want to wrap your fingers, that's totally okay. But I think this can be really helpful to make sure we have a nice grip here. So we're going to take that one hand up overhead. And so on that side, that toe is going to be facing forward. Opposite toe is going to be facing at a 45-degree angle. Bring fingers down towards that opposite heel. Awesome. So again, you kind of see my hip shooting out a little bit. That is great. But gaze should be up towards that kettlebell here. This is always a move that I kind of underestimate. I think it looks easy when I do it, and I'm always sore from it. Alright, give me 4 more here. Last one. Okay, we're going to move on to the other side. So we'll kind of flip our feet here. One toe facing forward, opposite one at that 45-degree angle. You got to watch like me, maybe turn it around. Alright, here we go. Reach and push back up. Again, is our gaze up towards the fingertips? Feet should be maybe a little bit wider than hip width apart here. We want a little bit wider stance. If we get too narrow, it'll put too much pressure on our hips. Alright, give me 4 more. Last one. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take a good morning here. There's a couple different ways you can hold the kettlebell. Option 1 is going to be to take it actually on our back here. We're just going to let it rest. So elbows will be spewed out just a little bit, but mostly out in front of our shoulders. Or you can actually hold it at your chest. Either way, make sure that shoulders are rolled back so we're standing nice and tall. With this good morning, I'm sending my hips back, kind of like we would in a deadlift, and then squeezing my glutes together, almost thrusting at the top. You'll notice my back is nice and flat at the bottom. We have a tendency to kind of dump over, but we want to keep it nice and tall. Really protect our lower back and our shoulders. This is really great for strengthening both the lower back and the glutes. Even gets into the hamstrings a little bit as well.
We can make our own
Alright, go ahead and give me 4 more. We're almost there. And 3, 2, 1. Alright, we're going to head to the floor for the remainder of our session today. So for this next part, we're going to come into a plank position. I know a lot of us don't like planks, but I'm a big proponent of planks, so we got to do just a little bit. So this next move is going to work our back. We're going to take a renegade row here. So with this, we're going to come into our plank position. If this doesn't feel great to you, you can also take this down onto your knees. But we're going to take the kettlebell just into one hand here. You can also spread the feet out a little bit wider here to make this easier, and it will stabilize you a little bit. So we're going to bring that kettlebell back towards the hip here, really trying to keep the hips steady. So you will notice that you have a tendency to kind of rock over when you bring the kettlebell up. We don't want that. We want hips staying square towards the floor. Another option here, if that doesn't feel great to you, is we can come up and actually just take a normal row here. But we want that same flat back. We're doing that. The kettlebell is bringing the kettlebell back towards the hips. Alright, go ahead and give me 2 more on this side, and then we will go ahead and switch. Okay, halfway through this. Other side.
I think we can make our own thing.
So like I said, we can take this down to the knees as well if that is not feeling great to you. Good job. And give me 4 more. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, our next move, last one in this plank position. We're going to go ahead and come into the plank, but you'll notice that kettlebell is right underneath my knees. So we're actually going to take the hips up. Go ahead and give that kettlebell a tap. This is going to work into our shoulders and our core. So we really want to focus on engaging the core, especially when we come down into that plank position. And wrists are going to be directly below our shoulders. Alright, give me 4 more of those. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to roll down onto our back for the remainder of this session. Next portion, we're going to work on our glutes a little bit. So that kettlebell is going to come down onto our pelvis or onto our hips. Option to just take the kettlebell to the side if that's not feeling great for you today. But heels are going to be directly beneath the knees here. So we're going to take the glutes up. Now notice my toes are actually off the ground here. That is not totally essential, but we do want to keep all of the weight in our heels. So like I said, if you want to take the kettlebell off, that will make this move easier. Good job. Alright, and give me 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Alright, this next one we're going to hold it up here, and we're taking a hamstring walk, that's what I call it. We're going to take the heels out while keeping the hips up. Just alternating this walk here. This is a pretty difficult move on the hamstrings, so of course if you need to take the kettlebell to the side, feel free to do that. This really emphasizes keeping the weight in our heels here.
On me, how you wanna be that down for me. I get girls by the fleet. Baby,
and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Are you moving in lower down? We are done with lower body for today, but we're going to move on to a little bit more upper body with some chest work. So I am going to take this kind of ball hold here like we did earlier with our shoulder presses. But if you'd like to make this harder, we can take a rack hold as well, like we did a little bit earlier. We're taking a chest press here. So we're going to bring our elbow down towards the the floor and then press it up overhead. So we want to keep the elbow down pretty low here, even lower than shoulder height. So like I said, if you'd like to take that radical, this will be a little bit more difficult, especially if you have a lighter kettlebell. This might be a good option for you. All right, and give me 4 more. 3, 2, and last one, we're gonna move on to the other side here. Same exact thing. Keep it up overhead, come down to the side.
Just one spark, just one spark.
Jab.
Feel your pulse, kickstarting this life. Let's go. Like a lightning bolt to the heart. You woke me up, woke me up.
Awesome. 3, 2, last one. All right, we're gonna take the kettlebell in both hands here, grabbing by the horns of the kettlebell. We're taking a skull crusher. Sounds scary, I promise it's not. This is gonna work our triceps here. So we're bringing the kettlebell handle back towards our forehead, and elbows are going to stay in the same spot the whole time. This will burn in your triceps real quick if you are doing it correctly. Now this is not a move where you need super heavy weight for it to be effective. So even this tiny kettlebell is actually pretty difficult.
On the darkest road, I need your light to lead me home.
All right, 5 more.
Feel your pulse,
4,
starting this life.
3,
Let's go.
2,
Like a lightning.
and 1. Our final move today is going to be some roll-ups. This will work our core. We are keeping the kettlebell up overhead the entire time, doing a sit-up. So you will notice that my legs are straight the whole time, and I'm keeping the kettlebell above my shoulders. This is a great total core move. Really targets our upper core as well as our lower.
Like I feel you. Can our hearts still beat together?
Good job.
Time, don't you waste it. We could sing this song forever. Can you feel me? Like I feel you. Can our hearts still
Now, if this is starting to feel too hard, I know we're doing this for a long time. You can also just take the feet down onto the floor. So we will sit up here for a little crunch. Good.
Now I can feel your pulse, kickstarting this life. Let's go. Like a lightning bolt to the heart.
All right, give me 4 more. 4,
We are
3, 2, last one, and we are going to cool down today. All right, I'm going to set my kettlebell to the side, and we are going to start stretching out. We're going to start on our backs today, coming into this kind of butterfly stretch.
Touching down, 6-9 honeymoon, sun-kissed kiss.
All right, and when you feel good with that butterfly stretch, we're just going to take one knee in towards the chest here. Start to feel this in the glute.
Praying we could pay rent this month.
We'll go ahead and straighten the leg. Hands can come either to the calf or the ankle, or just as far up the leg as you can get. We do want to feel this in the hamstring here.
It's more than some drinks and stuff.
And 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving into a glute stretch here. So this kind of looks like a weird pretzel stretch, but one ankle is coming over opposite knee. And 3, 2, 1. We're going to take that top leg actually over our whole body here, but shoulders are going to remain on the ground. This will feel really good on the lower back. If you worked on those good mornings.
Gentle as a summer sunrise. They say it's where the heart is. Well, mine
And 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Knee comes up towards the chest.
Could be a white brick and picket fences. Or some bus that ain't CO2 room. It's all picture
And 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and straighten that leg. Hamstring stretch. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're gonna roll onto our bellies here.
Sitting on
And I'm finding a Sphinx pose here, so this should feel really good on the back.
Just staring at them two pink lines.
And when you're ready, go ahead and lower down. We're gonna move on to our quad stretch. So I'm taking both heels in towards my glutes here. Alright, and last one. So when you're ready, we're gonna find a seated position, do a couple upper body stretches, and we are done. So I'm gonna start by taking an arm across the chest here. Really stretching out through our deltoids, those major muscles in our shoulders. And go ahead and take it up overhead. Gonna listen our triceps. Three, two, and one other side.
Which way I gotta fall? In the middle.
3, 2, and we'll take it up overhead. Last stretch of the day.
After all, it's your life. What you gonna do?
3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. We're gonna take one big deep breath in together. Big deep breath in. And let it go. Alright, thank you guys so much for joining me today for Kettlebell Strength. I hope that you enjoyed and got a good workout in. Don't forget that we do release new videos every single Monday at noon. If you have any feedback for us, you can also go ahead and check out our website and leave a comment card for us. And if you have any questions about how to work out at home or about how to work out in our facilities, we also have an option on our homepage to ask a personal trainer a question. It was a pleasure to have you guys, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye!